and welcome back to another special of 7 Days of Christmas with DM Prods. Today we're going to be baking cookies. We're going to be doing a combination of what's better and a conspiracy theory while baking the cookies. So we're going to be doing packet versus cookies from scratch. They're both going to be sugar cookies. And while doing the cookies, we're also going to be talking about a conspiracy theory. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so right now I'm just going to prepare the mixes really quickly so I could get into the video.
This story takes place on Christmas Eve of 1945 in Fayetteville, West Virginia. It was a normal holiday and the Soder family was together except for the oldest, as he was away in the army. They enjoyed their day and went to sleep except for Morris, Martha, Louis, Janie, and Betty, as they told their mother Janie and father George they wanted to continue having fun. Hours later, Jeannie was awakened by a phone call from a stranger with what seemed to be several people in the background, and after Jeannie letting them know they had the wrong number, they quickly hung up. At this moment, Jeannie noticed the silence, unlocked door, and lights turned on in her house. She simply believed that her children forgot to turn off the lights and lock the doors as they were told to do so she continued to do it herself and returned to bed. As she was falling asleep, she heard something landing and rolling off her roof, only to smell smoke moments later. She quickly woke up her husband George, and they noticed the fire had spread through more than half of the house. They yelled at their children to leave the house and meet them in their front yard. Once outside, they noticed their 5 children who had stayed up were not there. The flames were only growing, and George ran to the other side of the house where he'd go in through a window with the ladder he always had there, only to find him missing. He continued to try and use his tricks, only to find them useless as they wouldn't start, although they had been perfectly fine. The Soder family could only simply watch their home burn since no one could get a hold of firefighters.
Okay guys, so right now the cookies are currently baking in the oven, and I'm just gonna clean up quickly and I'll check back in a few minutes to show you guys how the cookies turned out and me decorating them. Okay guys, so I just finished baking the cookies. Right now I'm gonna go ahead and decorate them. These are the sugar cookies from scratch and these are the sugar cookies from packet. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and start decorating them.
Only so they could appear hours after the fire had burned itself down. Police did their investigation and determined that 5 other children had died in the fire. George and Jeannie wanted a deeper explanation as they realized something wasn't right. No human remains were found in the scene, no smell of burning flesh was noticed, and lastly, no skeletons were found, even though it took a higher temperature to actually disintegrate a skeleton. Things were not making sense, so George and Jeannie started collecting evidence. A bus driver then claimed to see fireballs on the roof. Another woman claimed the 5 children left in a car as the fire started. A waitress stated she served breakfast to the children on Christmas morning with other adults as well. And a woman claimed 4 of the 5 children were at a hotel in South Carolina with 4 other adults, leaving one of the children missing. George and Jeannie had had enough and started their own investigation after authorities denied them the rightful help they deserved. George and Jeannie, now convinced that their children were alive, then posted a billboard with a $5,000 reward, which sooner increased to $10,000 reward for the return of their 5 missing children near their former home site.
Okay, so I just finished decorating them. This is how they turned out. It was actually harder than I thought, because when you try to pick up the pointy part of this, it would like leave a little bit of frosting, so it would smear and it would like mess things up, but it was good. Hi guys, so I just finished decorating the cookies. Right now I'm just gonna do the taste test and see what is better.
The Soder family continued their search for many years. When they just believed to have a clue in 1968, after receiving a letter from Kentucky and sending a PI to investigate this letter, the PI went missing and was never heard of again. Unfortunately, George died in 1969 and Jenny died 20 years later without finding their believed to be alive 5 children that went missing early on Christmas morning.
Okay, so I just tried both of them and both of them are actually really good. The only thing is that since the cookies from scratch came out a little bit thicker, they're not as crunchy as the ones from packet. So that's the only thing. If you prefer softer cookies, then the cookies from scratch are really good. And if you prefer crunchier cookies, then the cookies from packet are actually really good as well. But I think it's also because I left the dough a little bit thicker for this one, and this one I think I left it a little bit thinner, so that could actually also be it. But other than that, both actually do taste the same. So yeah. Okay guys, so that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Happy holidays, and remember to stay safe. Bye.